All right, Jack Lowe here. Get ready to talk with Jack Lewis on the midfield with Virginia Beach United. Jack is out tonight, but have played a pivotal role in this season. Just starting out, you guys with the 2-1 victory against Hill City this past weekend. Talk to me about that game.
Yeah, well, for starters, we thought there was going to be a weather delay, so we had to overcome a bit of adversity there. Got into the game. Took us probably about 10 minutes to get into the game, and then we started using me and Harry in the midfield a lot more. Started using the sixes and then exploiting the wide areas with Sammy and Perksy. Started getting a lot of success from that, and then, towards the end of the first half, really dominating. We saw with a goal, Sammy driving across, and then just really being persistent, will for a great finish. And then kind of going into the second half, we were understanding we were the better team, but we've been similar like this in a couple of games coming out second half a bit slow. We saw they equalised and then brought the boys in, had a word, understood that we're still the better side. Let's keep doing what we're doing, but not be naive and immature about it. And got the second goal, unbelievable cross from Nate, and Emil with an absolute bullet header, the flying Danish man. So it was a good one to come away with on the road. Yeah.
Absolutely. How frustrating is it? You take the van ride all the way up there, no rain, just clear skies. Then you get out there, the rain starts coming down.
Yeah, well, I'm used to it being from England.
Oh yeah.
But then when you're getting told that you could be sat in the locker room for another 30 minutes, it's difficult because you sat there and you don't know whether to be up for it. It sounds weird, but I drink all my Celsius at once, and I'm like, how am I going to get a bit more energy? So. Yeah, it's unusual, but you have to adapt to it. You have to be ready for it, and then it's where the leadership comes in from certain leaders in the team that get the boys up for it and get us ready for the game whenever it's needed.
You've kind of stepped up as a leader in this midfield. Talk about that, and I know obviously Moody wears the band. He's done a great job as a leader as well. Talk about just that entire locker room from that standpoint. Yeah,
leadership's been crucial. It's my second year here, it's Moody's third year here, and Louis Edmondson's second year here. So I can definitely say that we're probably the three leaders in the team. I'm not saying that others aren't, but we're the three that step up when voices need to be heard on the field. You talk about midfield. I'd say that's just part of my responsibilities to be a leader. Like you said, I don't wear the armband, but I like to orientate what's going on in the game, talk, because communication makes things so much easier. And there's been situations this year where we've had to step up, we've had to have voices, and it's the easiest place to do it when you're in the middle of the park because you can talk to everybody.
Yeah. Some crucial matches coming up for when you will be here. Just how important is it to get all 3 points the rest of the way, and what kind of is the message in the locker room to push through, not take anything for granted? Yeah,
so obviously tonight Annapolis and Patuxent left. We understand that the league's not in our hands anymore after the Lionsbridge game. It's just about putting the pressure on Lionsbridge now and making sure that we get all points that we can from all the games that we have, and going into the end of the season, playoffs are secured, and if we can put pressure on Lionsbridge for them to slip and us win the title, that's obviously a great ending, isn't it?
Yeah, that would be great. I've been told by multiple players, even a coach, you are the class clown in that locker room. Do you have anything to say to that?
I'm not going to whip out any jokes, but... Yeah, it's the summer, the sun's shining, so why not make a few jokes to liven the mood,
Yeah.
7 p.m. training, some lads are working during the day, you got to come in and liven the mood to make sure the boys are enjoying training, because if you're not enjoying your footy, then there's no point playing, do you know what I mean?
I absolutely know what you mean. Do you perhaps come off too jokey sometimes to the coaching staff?
Yeah. I mean, I have a really good relationship with Mills, so, sometimes I have to go to him and say, just let you know, I wasn't joking, then I was being serious, or, being English, sarcasm's quite a big thing, so
yeah.
need him to understand when I'm not being sarcastic and when I am. But, the relationship between me and Mills it's always professional, but I think the fact that I can have a joke with him, but then also switch and be serious and discuss tactics, discuss, what we need in a game and stuff, that's, it's where we both thrive.
One of my favorite questions to ask any player, men's or the women's team, if you get deserted on an island, you can bring 3 teammates with you to help you survive, maybe, again, be funny with you. Yeah. Who are you bringing?
Oh, that's tough, because I'm going to have to leave some out here. I'm gonna go with, first of all, guy I've known the longest, Sammy Murphy. He was my contact that brought me here, so, shout out Murph. Hope you're listening on the big screen tonight. I'm going to go with big brother, Louis Edmondson, because there's been multiple times where, we may have been what you call the deserted island, out for some food together, and, he just got a big brother me, keep me back, down to earth. And then... the final one, I love my English lads. I love the rest of the dressing room. I'm gonna go Jason Perks. I'm sorry.
Perks.
No, I'm gonna say sorry to Jason Perks.
Oh.
I'm gonna bring Harry Dale. His one-liners and his dry humour. Shout out H.
Yeah. Shout out H.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. as we get ready to approach kickoff with Loudon and for the rest of the season, looking at that camera, what's your final message to the fans as we approach kickoff?
2 home games left tonight and next Wednesday, so just come and support the boys, bring the atmosphere, bring the noise, because we've needed it every single game, and we've loved your support this season, so thank you for that as well, and let's go VBU.